everybody, and welcome back. Today I am going to be giving you guys my honest review on the Home Chef meal kit delivery service. I started in March of 2023, so I'm just about 10, almost 11 months into getting these Home Chef meals. I would say that I have learned the good and bad parts of doing the meal kit service in delivery form. This is my honest opinion. I am a real life customer, so this is completely unsponsored. I'm gaining nothing by telling you guys what my experience with Home Chef has been. So stick around to find out some of the pros and cons in my personal opinion. At the end of this video, it's actually my delivery day, so I will be unboxing a Home Chef package so that you guys can kind of see what to expect if you were to order one for yourselves. To date, I have cooked 161 Home Chef recipes. So I would say that I am getting to be way more familiar with how Home Chef kind of does things. Some of the first pros that kind of put me onto it was that you get to choose your delivery date, how many meals you would like per week, and the amount of portions that the meal provides. So personally, I get 2 portions per meal so that I can cook for me and my boyfriend. But if you have more than 2 people or you have a family, you are able to also buy Home Chef. It probably will affect the pricing on the order. I'm not exactly sure how that works. My experience has only been with the 2 servings. It's also cool because you don't just have to get full meals. They have lunch options, desserts, they have snacks. You can just buy a protein pack and get the different meats that they offer. And by far, I'd say the biggest thing that Home Chef had me drawn in by was the fact that it eliminates meal prepping for busy people. I work 2 jobs, I am very busy all the time, and I don't necessarily have time to meal prep and really put together dinners, lunches every single day. So it really takes a lot of stress off of my shoulders when I just get to rely on the Home Chef meals that I have coming with pre-written recipes. The recipes are also very, very simple to follow for the most part. They do have one collection called the Culinary Collection that I have found to be a little bit more on the expert side of skill level. I think that the Culinary Collection ones, although they take a long time, they really are fun and you get to learn how to cook in different ways. Which brings me on to my next point. I have found so many different ways to cook when it comes to Home Chef. I am learning different styles of food and how they're cooked and what ingredients they use. And for somebody that personally loves cooking like myself, I really enjoy the fact that I'm also able to learn from Home Chef, and it's actually very educational because I'm getting to learn all these new things. You've probably noticed next to me this big recipe book that I have. So originally they sent me this tiny little binder to store all of the recipes, which as you can see has been a lot more than anticipated. So I have this 3-inch binder now that I have been using. You can see in the front here for the recipes that don't have holes, I just designated a pocket to them. But not only have I made those 161 things, but I've learned along the way, and I also have the recipe. If I want to go to the store and I want to buy the ingredients for those recipes that I have in my binder, I am totally able to do so, which is really, really cool. Even though they send me the ingredients already measured out, they have all the measurements in the book, so it's really, really helpful to have those on hand, and I can kind of add it to my collection of things that I now know how to cook. As a young person that doesn't have a huge collection of things that I can just cook on hand, it's really, really helpful to me, and I've been learning a lot along the way. If you have a specialty diet such as a keto diet or a carb conscious diet, there are so many different diet options these days. Home Chef also has options for those types of diet plans, so don't be scared away. If you eat specific food, you should be able to find something that generally does work for you. One of the things that I really, really like about Home Chef is the fact that it eliminates waste. They only send you the ingredients you need, which means you're not going to the grocery store and buying a whole huge package of one of the ingredients for one recipe that you're gonna make one time. It's a lot easier to not throw away so much food. I really think that's a great thing, is just having exactly what you need and not throwing away the excess of what you bought for one recipe. It's just crazy. So now that I've kind of went on my rant about all the things that I love about Home Chef, this video is an honest opinion. I'll let you guys know about the things that I also don't think are that great. When I first wanted to do this meal kit delivery service, I was a little bit worried about the quality of the food coming through the mail. I thought that, you know, there's no way this food can be fresh. It's in the mail system, it's not refrigerated, and the ice packs just won't do it. And I've come to find out that the actual ingredients are not really affected by the fact that it is coming through the mail. I haven't noticed a drastic change in quality when it comes to the ingredients. Although I will say sometimes the meat, I don't know exactly what it is. Sometimes they send me really bright red, great looking steak strips, and sometimes they send me brown steak strips. It looks oxidized to me and I don't know exactly what to say. I've gotten a refund once for this. I can't email them every time they send me bad steak strips because it seems like they send me bad steak strips about every other time. So when I go to the store now, I actually buy steak strips because I'm like, oh, well, if my Home Chef meal has bad steak strips, then I'll have a backup at least. That's one thing I've kind of not enjoyed. I could just not order steak strip meals to prevent the situation, but I really enjoy steak, so I want those steak strip meals sometimes. That's just one thing that I've had to learn about Home Chef. As far as the other meat goes, like the chicken, ground beef, pork, and all of the different meats that you can get, I haven't really found any of an issue. Although one time I went to cook ground beef and I just couldn't get it to turn brown. It just was pink after it being in the pan for 45-50 minutes. That would be my only other really bad experience with the meat, other than the steak strips continuously being low quality for me. So you might ask, how much does Home Chef cost? That's probably the question that everybody has been wondering. Personally, I usually get 3 to 4 meals per week, or I just see a lot of really great meals and I am wanting to invest in more meals that week, then I'll get 5 to 7 meals. That's kind of the range of meals that I get. For the 3 to 4 meals a week, I tend to pay about $80 to $100. So if you do the math, that's about $20 per meal. I do take into account that it is for 2 people, so it's actually about $10 per meal when I do the math, which is almost cheaper than going out and getting fast food these days. It's kind of nice for me, for somebody that gets a lot of takeout, that I can rely more on Home Chef than I rely on takeout. More on the higher side in terms of meals, when I get 5 to 7 meals, I usually generally will pay between $100 and $140. On top of the meal cost, since it is a meal delivery service, you do have to pay the shipping. I pay $10.99 for shipping. I live in Colorado. I'm not sure if that has something to do with my shipping cost or if where you live in the United States has anything to do with how much you're going to be paying for shipping, but that's just my personal experience and that's how much it's been for each one of my orders. Now I am going down to my package room to get the Home Chef box. It usually will come to your door, but since I live in the city, I have to get it in a package room. Now that you guys know all of that good information, we are going to go ahead and actually unbox. Today's actually my meal day because I do mine on Thursdays. We're just going to open it up. Usually on top, they go ahead and they put the recipes in. Here are the rest of them. It'll give us little coupons sometimes. But the recipes, they usually come on a big sheet of paper like this, and then they are 3 hole punched. Some of them come like this, so I have a special little pocket in my binder where I put these. And then each meal has its individual bag. So this one is the herb crusted chicken, and it has all of the ingredients and the exact measurements that you need for the recipe inside the bag, which is pretty cool. So here I have mozzarella stuffed turkey burger. I modified this one to be ground beef because I don't really eat turkey burgers. I also got a family meal in this pack. Even though there's only 2 of us that I get the Home Chef meals for, the family meals, sometimes if I feel like it's something that I would reheat and, you know, put in my fridge and save for the next day, in this case being chili, then I'll go ahead and get the family meal just for maybe lunch the next day. This is Philly cheese style pot roast tacos. Usually if it has this pan in the bag, that means that it's an express meal. So you have the option if you want to go ahead and put it in the microwave or if you actually want to cook it in the oven. It's just kind of nice that sometimes it gives you that option to do something quicker. At the bottom of each box is a whole bunch of ice packs and then all of the meat. All of the meat usually comes in a plastic bag like this. So I go ahead and I just keep it in the plastic bag and then I throw it in my freezer and pull the meat out the night before for the meal that I'm planning on doing the next day. It has a couple of these ice packs. I sometimes save them just if I want, you know, a camping cooler ice pack or something like that. They can be reused. But also there is directions on the back for if you want to dispose of them. That is all 4 meals that I got. It usually comes with all this foam in it. Once all said and done, this is kind of what I have in front of me. And then I throw the different meal bags into my fridge and I throw the meat into my freezer. On the recipe, usually it tells you how many days it needs to be cooked within. So here I'll show you an example of one. This is the mozzarella stuffed turkey burger. And you can see here that it only lasts for 5 days. Usually from my experience, the meals tend to last about a week. I can trust that if one says 5 days and I go to cook it on the 7th day, it's not gonna make me sick or anything. I can usually count on 7 days being a good bet for me. Comment down below if you guys use meal delivery services because I actually want to try another one. I've been using Home Chef for a while and I really like it. Sometimes the recipes repeat and stuff though, so I am definitely in the market to try something new. Let me know what your thoughts are on any of the other meal delivery services or what you think about Home Chef in comparison to me. Overall, Home Chef is a really, really great addition to my life. It has eliminated stress when it comes to meal planning and has allowed for me to try a whole bunch of new things and try a whole bunch of new cooking styles. I have really, really enjoyed my time using Home Chef. I'm able to kind of work with those things that I found not great about it and kind of give them the benefit of the doubt because of all of the great benefits that it personally gives me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.